everybody. Almost forgot to turn on the microphone. I was trying so hard to download a couple pictures, and I thought I almost had it. I didn't. I said, well, girlfriend, you're running late, so get with it. So hello, everybody. It is so good to see you. And here it is, Sunday, January 24th. And it was a great week. I have gotten the best sleep this week that I have gotten in 4 years. So it has been wonderful. Hello, everyone. I have been having so much fun. I have been sending copies of the Art Quilt Thursday patterns to England, to Istanbul, all over the place. It's so exciting, and I'm so honored to have people from all over the world. Because you know me, I think the more the merrier, and we have so much to learn from each other and to teach each other. So I am very thrilled. Boy, it looks like a pink frothy mess here, but I've got so much to tell you about. So how is everybody? Hey, Vicki Robles. In fact, you won't believe this, Susan. We just got another new member for our group's IO, and I just sent the invitation, so I'm very excited. We've had several. There's Inger. She's back. Don't you love Norway? Love having. You're very welcome, sweetheart. I'm so excited. I can't wait for Thursday night. Oh, thank you, Miss Nikki. You're the sweetest thing. You are the sweetest thing. Gosh, it is so good to see all of you. Our numbers have been up. We're having fun. Let me start first to apologize. There's been a few little, oopses that have happened the last couple live streams where I go to show you the photos and boop, we cut out. I finally had to realize that this laptop has about bitten the dust. I mean, I have a half a dozen keys where the letters are worn off. I can't tell what they are. Luckily, as long as I just use my typing training I learned in high school, I'm fine. But if I go hunting the key, I have no idea which one it is. But anyway, I'm hard on laptops. This laptop comes down here. It goes upstairs. It's constantly moving around, and I spend up to 10 hours a day on a laptop. I'm trying to cut back. As I've been telling you, I find that time tends to slip away when I'm on a laptop. It's called going down that rabbit hole. You get one interesting thing pops up, and next thing you know, 2 hours has gone by. So I'm trying to be better because you know what? I have so many things I want to make and finish. And do you notice our Nadine quilt and our Cheryl Lemon quilt are back hanging in their place of honor? I couldn't quite bear to take down my New Year's Day mystery quilt, so I just added theirs to it. So anyway, but as I was saying, my poor laptop gets a ton of use, heavy, heavy, heavy use. And then doing these live streams, it is integral to doing, yes, it is, Susan. It is integral to doing these live streams to reach out and touch you. I have the 2 email addresses so I can make sure I can get your comments and your requests. And so I use this thing heavily. Well, I've noticed one thing. It's the screen's starting to go dim, and that's hard on old eyes, let me tell you. Then a couple where I plug it in, it's getting loose. And then evidently where I have a thing called a capture card. And when I turn the camera to show your photos, it has been disconnecting. So that's why the last 3 live streams on Sunday, boop, we just disappeared. And I told Susan, last week I was talking and complimenting y'all for 20 minutes and nobody was there. That's 20 minutes of my life I can't get back. So anyway, this week I didn't get a lot of creating done, but I've got a lot of ideas because I spent, I don't know how many hours, 20, 30 hours researching laptops and trying to figure out what to buy. And I think I finally got it. And I went back to Dell because that's where I've gotten this last one, and they're sturdy. And well, I ordered one on Dell and it was already pushing my budget, but I thought I really need a better graphics card because I've got a surprise for you. But I need a better graphics card, and I'd like a faster processor, a few little things like this. Well, then yesterday I got an email from eBay because I love eBay. I can find some deals on eBay. And I went down a rabbit hole that ended up being a very good thing. And I clicked on a link that took me to the eBay Dell outlet store. I ended up getting a laptop that would sell brand new. It's refurbished and all guaranteed, has a 2-year all-state warranty. I double checked because, it's scary getting something refurbished, and it's refurbished by the Dell factory. So it has an eBay certification and a Dell certification. Hopefully, we'll find out, but hopefully it's a good thing. And so I went to look at it. This computer normally would go for $799, and I got it for $543. I was thrilled. I was so excited. So I got a better system. It has 12 RAM instead of 8. It has double the storage capacity, which I store a lot of photos, photos y'all send me, quilt patterns, all that. I store a lot. So it had a big 512 storage capacity. It had the latest processor. Oh, and the RAM is solid state. And the reason I wanted that is because I bump this thing around. I take it with me everywhere. I take it to retreats. I take it to classes. Although, what are retreats and classes? This last year, I haven't been to anything. But anyway, the solid state, I read, doesn't have moving parts. So it withstands bumps and bangs better. So anyway, I'm so thrilled because from the lesser quality laptop that I had ordered new, which I canceled right away and said, don't worry, I'm buying another one from y'all just from your outlet. Even from the lesser quality one, I saved $75. Well, Deb, Mark, poor thing, he was taking a little nap. And I came in and sat in the chair and I was looking at him and I waited for his eyes to flutter. And as soon as he kind of came to out of that nap, I told him, guess what? Because I have a party when I save money. I love it. So anyway, I'm very, very excited. Now, the reason I'm talking about this laptop is, number one, you hate to spend the money, but this is an integral part of my life and part of my connection to you. My son has been urging me to upgrade my live stream. He sees the way I have to turn the camera around to face the laptop to show your photos. And he said, Mom, you can get a lot better quality if you upgrade your live stream software. So he put me in touch with this software. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to learn, gals. Learning new stuff like this is not a Deb thing. I like cutting fabric. I like painting things, but I'm going to have to do it because it's the best thing for you and I. And I will be able to show what happens is I'll be able to bring up your photos right on the live stream screen. So we'll see, that'll be a better quality. I'll be able to show them more often. I won't be cut off in the middle of showing them. I can do graphics to remind you of things. You know how we try to put on here links to different things? I'll be able to pop the links up as part of the graphics. So I'm very excited. The other good thing about getting the laptop from the outlet is it's going to be here in about a week. I was going to have to wait a month for the one to be built. So I'm very excited. Oh, thank you. This is that jewelry I made. I got the beads from Michael's, and I think they're so sweet. Reminds me of, oh gosh, what do you call the Chinese, the blue and white porcelain stuff? It reminds me of that, and I love that. And speaking of Michael's, I've got some things to show you from Michael's. I've got a new box of fabrics from Missouri Quilts from my benefactor who gave me a gift certificate for Christmas. So I'm going to try to get a quilt ready to enter in a show. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you'll I'm trying to coax you into that next step. I've got so many pictures to show you. I'm so excited. So I've got a ton of stuff here to share with you. So I guess we better get started. Hello, everyone. Hello. And as I told you, when I make jewelry, I like putting it on the black elastic string because I've got a big old head. I mean, a big old bowling ball head. And this way, I can get it on and off easily because these arthritic fingers don't do the little clasp so good. So, all right. Well, I told you about my laptop, told you more about my laptop than I had planned, but I like sharing good news. And if I can save money, I'm going to save money. So anyway, especially since I still have medical bills to pay, okay? All right. So most of you know this, but I'm going to tell you just in case. Our Art Quilt Thursdays are back. Yes, we had our first Art Quilt Thursday this past Thursday, and we're starting a brand new quilt. I have got a free pattern to share with you. And in fact, let me show you. I've got so many things to talk to you about. I've missed you guys so much. So let me move some things here. I need new space. All right, I'm going to turn you around over here. And here is the pattern. Now, I'm not sure how to do this, but I want more light on here. I happen to look, whoa, boy, right in Deb's eyes. Oh, that's painful. But I try to look at the live streams sometimes to kind of see how I'm doing and what works and what doesn't work. And the lighting has been a problem. So we're going to keep working on that. But here is the pattern that I drew. And Cheryl Lemon was the one that gave us the idea to do some mountains and to do a meadow in the front. And this is going to allow us to work on embellishing, doing some hand embroidery for the wildflowers, to do some thread painting, to do some coloring on the quilt. And so here I've kind of drawn out everything that I'm trying to do. And I even put a little lake in there because I love the water. But it's going to have a green pasture here. It's going to have a tree line here. So that'll give you good practice at thread painting. It's going to have a large mountain here with snow and a smaller mountain in the front without the snow. And then your skyline here. So I have this free, and I will send you all a copy of this. If you just send me an email at ourtimetoquilt@twc.com, I will send you out a pattern. And like I said, I have sent them to England and to Norway and to Istanbul. And it's been so exciting. I love getting different countries involved too. So, and what I did with this is I folded it into 16 pieces so that you can make it any size you wish, okay? Any size you wish. Oh, Susan, already, I was just going to type in our email address, but Susan has it on the ball. So what I did with this is I got a piece of muslin, any kind of fabric you want to use. It won't be seen. It's just the foundation. And I folded it in half. and folded it in half. Oh, I starched it first. But I kept folding it until this size. And that way you can, whatever size fabric you want to make your quilt, from large to small, you can make it. And then I pressed it really good. Every time I folded it, I pressed it so that you could see, you can see that fold line. You can see all the fold lines. There's a fold line here. So 16 blocks, 4 blocks across, 4 blocks down. And what you do is you just pick one block and you draw what you see in that block on the corresponding block on the fabric. And it's a way that you don't even have to be an artist. You just draw what you see in that block onto the fabric. And this is what I have gotten done so far. And I will have the rest drawn on here by Thursday night. It even has a little cabin and a tree, and I might even put a swing, because, you know, that's my kind of thing. I like to, if I have a tree by a cabin, I want to put a swing on it. But anyway, do you see how it's very, very laid out, and like all in here is W for white for the snow? So this is what we're doing on Landscape Thursdays, Art Quilt Thursdays. And I just wanted to show you. So get whatever fabric you want. And if you belong to our group, you can get a copy of this online at our group. I also have a file where I put like 30 photos of mountain meadow scenes for you to use for your research. Then start gathering all of your fabrics. The mountains this time I'm going to do in periwinkles. So let's see. I thought I had another. Yes. So I'm going to do the mountains in a periwinkle blue. Okay. Then I've got sky fabrics, and then the greens. Oh, we're going to do so many greens, but I have 2 browns here for the cabin. I might even grab a couple more. What I do is I don't know which ones I'm going to use, so I just start grabbing. So I've got this. I thought is wonderful if you want to make it a log cabin, then, or to make a nice metal look roof. So I will be deciding that. So sky, mountains, and some of these are going to be great for snow. This is a hand dye that I did. And remember, snow usually reflects blue. So only in the brightest bright is it white. Otherwise, it's all because it reflects the sky. But anyway, I went nuts. This is going to be wonderful for the tree line. Look at that. You know, if you've got the fabric, let it do the work for you. So I have so many greens. And remember, you want the greens to go from so dark they're almost black to the very lightest lights. And here are my greens. So anyway, this is what I have. I'll put the pattern in this. I'm going to get this out of the way. But this come Thursday, we're going to work on that. Oh, and where is my glue? You know, I like using the white glue to hold everything down until, here we go. The other thing that really is helpful is the polyester monofilament. And this happens to be YLI, but Superior makes a really good one too. And it comes in smoky for the dark colors. If you don't have it, don't worry. Just use your thread supply, the closest thread you can find. But anyway, so here is all of this. I'm going to move it aside. And we will be doing that. We will be doing that on Thursday. And I can't wait. I get so excited with a new quilt. In fact, let me see if you can see it. I put my other landscape on that chair back there. I don't know if you can see it. I think it was one of the last ones we did. And it had meadows and a lake and mountains, but it didn't have the embellishment of the wildflowers that we're going to do. And I'm even going to do some wildflowers that stand right in the front bottom of the photo. So it really gives it depth. We're going to work on that. Some of the techniques are going to be the confetti method of doing some wildflowers. And we're going to do hand applique. I mean, we're going to use that. That's what I wanted to do. Hold on one second. We are then going to take, I told you I had a lot of stuff. Okay. I want you this week. Let me now turn off this light because it's blinding me. Okay. Gather up all your floss, DMC floss, whatever you have, pearl cotton. As you can tell, I don't have mine wound pretty like Bonnie does. One day I'm going to be as neat and tidy as Miss Bonnie, but mine's just in a baggie. Then start gathering up all different kinds. Here's my silk yarn that I got from Cheryl Hogan. I've got some glue in here. I've got some beads. I've got all kinds of pretty bright fabrics. I mean, I've got bunches of stuff in here. I've got eyelash fabrics that will add some special touches. So don't forget, go around. If you're working on this landscape quilt with us, be going around with a bag and gathering up little things that you think you could use to embellish. I'm going to be doing beading on it. I'm going to have fun. So, all right. Now, what did I do? Oh, it's under here. Okay. So, it's hard to keep everything straight. There's a lot hopping around here today for us. Any questions? Oh, I would love for Diana Wright to do that. Diana, if you do a tutorial, put it on a video. I'll put it up on our site like I did Miss Nadine's studio. So that would be wonderful. But yeah, we're going to do all kinds of exciting things on this quilt. And it's a way for you to try things you haven't tried yet. So I'm also going to have some fusible interfacing to help give some weight to the back of that piece of muslin. And that keeps it from crunching up when you start doing thread painting. So that's going to be something I do pretty soon. And then you might want to get some Steam-A-Seam Pellon fusible. And because we're going to be fusing some things down. So if you have some of the bonding powder, I'll probably use that for my confetti work, but you can use a regular fusible too. I'll show you how to do that, especially if it's Steam-A-Seam. That will work good. All right, or Steam-A-Seam too. So that's going to be fun. Thursday nights, 7:30 Eastern time, to give people in the Midwest and on the coast a little more time if they want to participate live. So, got that. Oh, I will show you these. Last week, I was all excited because of the Paisanki eggs I've been doing. And I took an egg and I used the Jacquard Dynaflow dies to try to see if they would work on an egg, because they're paint, but they're so thin they act like a dye. I found they didn't quite work right. And it might be because I didn't heat set them. And you remember, those have to be heat set. So unfortunately, all I did was put the hot wax on them, and it didn't really heat set them. And so I'll show you the results. So let's see. Here is my egg. And here's my little, remember I told you that I went over all the color dyes. Now some of the dyes took. See the little blanket around the Christmas tree? It took. And here and there, little bits of color, like on the window, the blue that I did in on the window. And a little blue on the wreath. little bits of red, but they didn't really. So those colors didn't really last, didn't really hold up when I put the wax from the Kitska over them. So I covered up everything that I had done last week, and then I put the egg in black dye. And as you see, that dye, it's the same dyes, it's the same Procyon type dyes that you use for natural fabrics, anything organic, natural. And so I like it, but it's not as bright. It kind of comes off looking pale greeny. So it's not as bright as I would have. There's the candle and the wreath around that. So it's kind of fun. And as always, sign the bottom. What I want to show you now is, and I still have to blow the eggs out and then put like 3 to 6 coats of that triple thick acrylic that will protect them. Here are the eggs. I wanted to show you something I think is kind of interesting. So let me put this aside. This is the egg I had done 20 years ago. And I just wanted to show you I have come a little ways. But these two are the eggs I did 20 years ago. And they've held up beautifully if you put the finish on them. Now the finish will often yellow just slightly. But like as you can see here, I was still trying to learn how to get the wax on evenly. So, and I'm still working on that, but I just thought I would show you that these were the eggs from 20 years ago. And these are the eggs from this year. Now, in the past 20 years, I've hardly done any work on them, but I kept everything because I knew I wanted to do it. But as you can see, time has improved my workmanship. And it's just like anything else. Practice, practice, practice. But this, I did so many great, and it's not perfect. I still miss some little places with the wax, but I think that you'll see that I've improved over 20 years. And that's what it's all about. It's getting a little bit better and a little bit better. So anyway, that's that for the eggs for right now. Whoops. I don't want to put a full egg with these blown eggs. So, all right. Now let me get these out of the way. But I'm having the best time. I'm still creating like mad. It's like all I want to do. I jump up, try to clean the house real quick, so then I can get back to creating. And you know what? It's making me happy. So, okay, let's see. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miss Susan. All right, now. Oh, Polly, I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them that link with the woman who does the embroidered landscapes. Y'all been sending in some great stuff. Great stuff. So, okay. Now, I'm going to let you get prepared if you would like to do this little table mat. I don't want to call it a runner because it's not the shape of a runner, but I'm going to do mine as something I can sit on the table upstairs for Valentine's Day. And if you have the McCall's magazine, then it's in the January, February 2021. So she did hers out of wool. I've decided I have a box of antique linens, and I have been anxious to use them because you know what? They shouldn't sit in a box. They're wonderful. And look at this. It even has a hand crocheted lacy edge. Isn't this wonderful? And it's a nice, heavy linen. Let me get the lamp over for you to see. It's a nice, heavy, nubby linen with the hand crocheted edge. I think this fabric would be wonderful. So I'm going to start using some of these treasures, the 100-year-old linens, because they shouldn't sit in a box. What I'll probably do is I'm going to make this round, so then I will save the hand crocheted edge to use for a very special quilt. People are starting to do that now, but I love linen. It's heavy and kind of scratchy compared to what we're used to now, but there's just a wonderful feel to it. And remember, it's made from the stems of the flax plant. And it's amazing how somebody figured out if you beat and bang the stems up, that they would start coming apart and make beautiful fabric. So, okay, so that's going to be my base. I'm already started looking. And then I picked some red and pinks for the hearts. Okay. See, you need two colors, or make multiple reds and pinks to do the hearts around the outside edge. Then I picked out some flosses, and I may even use some yarns, because look at the beautiful hand embroidery work she did on here. Now hers are done with wool and silk and all of that. And I'm going to use cotton and most likely DMC floss. But I might try to find a couple pieces of wool to do for the center flowers. See those center flowers? So I might try to do that. But if you don't have the McCall's quilting, I don't know if you can contact the company or what, but just come up with your own. Use this as a launching pad and come up with your own designs. It's not that hard to do. Take a piece of paper and draw out some ideas. Now, one of the things, she has little tiny heart-shaped buttons. I think I can do that with polymer clay. So I'm going to be working on some really tiny polymer clay heart-shaped buttons, and make sure I just put a hole in them, and then they can be sewn on. But she uses all different color, from pink to red, little DMC floss for some of these designs. And it's really, really beautiful. If you have the magazine, it comes with a chart. And it shows, where to put everything. And it has the little heart shapes. But you can make your own by taking and folding a piece of paper in half, drawing that half shape of a heart, cutting it out, and then, but let me just show you this. I can't share this with you because I'm pretty sure it would violate copyright laws, and I don't want to do that. And this quilt was designed and made by Joe Morey. And so I don't know if she has a pattern that you can sell or not. But there is the brief layout right there. And and I might even, for the flowers in the center, I might even look at my hand dies, see if I've got anything. And then I can share with you some stitches that you can do. It shows just pretty much the chain stitch, the outline stitch, blanket stitch, French knots, which I'm terrible at French knots, but I'm going to try it and see how to get a circle. You fold it in 4 pieces, put a string on a pencil, work on the center, and then draw an arc like that. Okay. Oh, it can be purchased online as a digital version for $4.89. There you go. Thank you so much. It's a really, really nice pattern. So starting next week, we're going to be working on that. So let me put all my stuff there. Also, I found this, and it's old because it's yellowed, and it's from a Quilt almanac. I don't even remember a Quilt almanac, but I wanted to show you this page. I saved it, and I said, well, I saved it for a reason. I wanted to show you that if you made a big mess of half square triangles, look what you can make from half square triangles. Look at all of these designs. Isn't that amazing? I think sometimes we forget just how versatile scrappy half square triangles can be. Look at that. None of those quilts look like the other. So I just wanted to remind you that the good old half square triangle, and you can make those 8 at a time. So just a little something to remember. Now I'll take a deep breath. I get so excited when I get on here with you that I just, talk a mile a minute. All right. I've got a couple more things, and then I can't wait to show you all the photos. Mark has taped all of this equipment together, rubber bands. Until I get the new computer, I'm going to have to be very careful with how I show you the photos. So, and I have my cell phone handy. Susan Smith said she would let me know if at any time I kind of get lost. So, okay. And Jitsi is a form of chatting. I just wanted to show this. Bonnie sent this to me, and I just love it lately. It's so bright and shiny. Little pair of scissors with the pink flamingo. I love stuff like that, So, okay. I have a good discussion today. And it was so funny because this morning I opened up my email from the Quilt Show. Guess what they're doing a poll on? And I printed this out 2 days ago. So I promise I thought of it first. But it's to wash or not to wash. I thought we could discuss that today. And it's a big question with a myriad of answers, okay? And I would love to take a quick little informal poll and say, do you wash your fabric or do you not? And the reason I thought of this is because remember how I took all the backings I bought from ineedfabric.com and I laid them on the floor one week because my dogs were cold down here? Well, I had to pick all those up and put it back in the wash. And I said, oh, that's a good subject for this week. So do you wash your fabrics or do you not? And then we'll discuss it. And feel free, I can even read from what is, and if there's any new people in here, I want to make sure I say hello. And I'm hoping if anybody sees Nadine, let's see how her finger's doing. Miss Nadine cut off part of her index finger with the rotary cutter. Oh, poor thing. Oh, my goodness. I had to look to see because a couple weeks ago I cut this finger. Couldn't get it to stop bleeding. But finally it did. And now, you can barely see a line there. So it's doing good. But Miss Nadine's is worse. So if we see her, ask how her finger's doing. So, maybe Alexis can teach us how to do French knots. I'm miserable at it. So, Gosh, it's so good to see all of you. Kathy Klein. Okay, here we go. Don't pre-wash. Mary's there. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, whoops. Let me go back up. All right, here we go. I'm going to read your answers out. So, Diane 57 says she does not. Cheryl Lemon, she does not. Polly Thompson, no. Angela Adele, yes. Nikki says both her and Susan wash their fabrics. Now, I know that Susan's allergic to things, so that's probably a good reason for her to do it. Laura washes hers to get the chemicals and excess dyes out. Inger always washes hers. Sonia doesn't usually. Kathleen Champ, good to see you, sweetheart. We're so happy you're here. Sonia doesn't usually. Michelle Lang, depends on the color. Good answer. And Jody says, nope, don't wash. And just so you know, there's no right answer and no wrong answer. So I just want to get that out first. Let's see. Teresa Louise says it depends. Probably on what the fabric color is, how much time she has, what it's going to be used for. All right, who else? Linda McCollum does not. Dolores, hi Dolores. Are you the one that was our newest member that joined the group? So good to see you. Kristen Cook, is she here? She left. There we go. She just discussed it. Oh my gosh. Well, it's something we tend to think about. And I think more so in the winter when you can't open your windows and air things out. Susan Smith, the only time she washes is when she makes face mask. Okay. Yes, well, welcome, Dolores. It's so good to see you. Okay. All right, so we're getting a pretty mixed bag. I think more people maybe don't wash, but it's kind of close. So I'll tell you about my experience. I always thought that people that always wash their fabric were just a little prissy. And I thought, I'm not going to be prissy. I'm not going to wash my fabrics. And you know who my very favorite fabric designer is? Jenny Beyer. Well, the thing I love about Jenny Beyer's fabrics are that they're very saturated colors, very saturated. Well, sometimes with some of those saturated colors, welcome back, Kirsten. So sometimes those saturated colors, you will get some excess dyes popping out. But I was so used to, quality fabrics never run. That's not necessarily true. So I had been working on this Jenny Beyer quilt. Now, some of y'all have heard this story a few times because, oh my gosh, it broke my heart. And it was back in my former life, and I did it by hand. And each block had 27 pieces to it. And I had done all the blocks, okay? And this is back when I say 27 pieces, this is and done by hand. I meant with templates and cut each piece out one at a time, that kind of attention. And I had it in a canvas tote. And I accidentally spilled a soda on it, on the bag. It went in the bag all over these quilt blocks. I thought, oh my God. So I quickly put them in the wash machine. Well, number one, the edges want to unravel when they're not fully sewn, so that's not good. But the reds, the deep saturated reds in that fabric ran out onto the background. That broke my heart. Now, this was 20-some years ago. I didn't even know what to do. I dried them, put them in a sack, and just put them aside. All of that beautiful work and fabric I felt like was ruined. Well, then when I told somebody about it, they said, haven't you heard about color catchers? So let me tell you something I'm never without. Shout color catchers. Now, there may be other brands, because if you buy a box of this, it'll last you just about forever. There were 24 sheets of this. This is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful when you're not sure if the fabric will run. You can, now being as cheap as I am, when we get new jeans, we put our old jeans in with the new jeans, hoping the old jeans will catch some of the color that always comes off new denim. But you can put one of these color catchers in with your jeans, new towels, new fabrics. If I had used one of these, it would have captured the color that came loose in the water and kept it from going back onto the quilt blocks. So let me show you what a color catcher looks like. Looks like a thick piece, not too thick, but a kind of a thick piece of paper. But, ooh, that smells good. Pardon me, y'all. Anyway, you throw this in the wash with the fabric and it just sucks it all up. And it's amazing. I've even known some people to use these with all that color. They press them with an iron after the laundry's done and then cut it up and use it in quilts as like flowers or decorative, whatever. I mean, you can use almost anything. People use dryer lint to embellish things. So, you know, whatever you and your color catcher agree to, as long as both parties agree, do what you want. So anyway, I love these. Everybody who ever quilts or buys new clothes, have these. They're wonderful. All right. So, but anyway, so I have to get those blocks. I've yet to do it, even though I've known how to use color catcher now for years, but I need to get them, and I'm going to put them in some cool water and like a Dawn dish soap, something, or, you know, there are certain kinds of the soaps, Orvis and things like that, that are, especially the Orvis paste is kind of, conservators use it at museums, but I'm going to carefully, because those blocks are too pretty to waste. I mean, that's a lot of work. So anyway, so now where do we get any closer to deciding, should you wash or should you not? If you're using fabrics that some have been washed and others haven't, then I would wash the fabrics that haven't, because fabrics shrink. And when you put one that hasn't been shrunk next to one that already has, then it's gonna get a kind of puffy, it's gonna pull funny, all of that. Pre-cuts do not wash. Like I tell you, they will unravel. You will have a mess. If you feel like you absolutely must wash a pre-cut, put them in one of those fabric bags that people used to always use to wash their delicates. Also, do wash them by hand or put them on a delicate cycle, cool water. Sometimes when I used to work at the museum, if I didn't want colors to run, I wanted to help set them, you can put salt in the water, just a table salt, or you can use vinegar, and those can help set the colors. So, but these color catchers are wonderful. So when I get big yardage of the backings, I go ahead and wash it, because I don't want it moving at all once I put a quilt on it. And then I take it out of the dryer when it's still damp, and then I press it on a hot iron. Then I roll it on the bolt and store it. Normally, I've got to be honest, normally I don't wash my fabrics. But if there's something in question, you can take a little cup of cold water or even lukewarm, and you can put a little piece of the fabric in and check. And the best way to test is put it in with a little scrap of white fabric and see if it draws up any of that. But for the most part, day in and day out, I don't wash my fabrics. But if I were going to use something really rich and bold, I may wash it first. But for the most part, the quality fabrics, modern dye methods, the mordants they use are really good. Most of the time, I wouldn't worry about it. And if it's going to be a baby quilt, I usually pre-wash. Some people they like sewing with it as it comes from the store because all of the things, the coatings they put on the fabric, the sizing, makes it a little crisper. So when you're piecing it, it's a little thicker and crisper. Well, what I do, if I have to wash it especially, and even if I don't, I use good old, there's two weights of this, and you can even make your own. You can get a spray bottle, and you can buy a jug of liquid starch and put it in with water. But it's so easy. You can get what's called magic sizing. And this is a lighter body, and it just kind of puts that sizing back on the fabric and makes it a little bit crisper. I like good old heavy starch. You can get these from Walmart for just over $1. And I keep several of these on hand. If you are going to do a quilt pattern that has lots of pieces and lots of points to match up, I starch everything really good. So just thought I would tell you that. Some people used to always worry that if you starch something that the bugs would get into it. I haven't noticed anything like that, and I've been quilting for 30 years. The only problem I have had is I went through a stage of doing hand embroidery, and I got a vegetable dyed wool kit from like Sturbridge Village or something, right? I mean, these are the real wool, vegetable dyed. I started working on it, and I didn't store it well. When I pulled it back out, the moths had gotten in and eaten that wool. So, but unless you're using vegetable dyed wool, I think you're okay. But starching is wonderful. It'll wash out later, and it just helps the fabric have more body and crispness so you can get those sharp points. So that's my tip of today. So we really didn't solve anything about washing. I just gave you a few little hints or tips. But the bottom line is this. You're never right. You're never wrong if you wash. It's entirely up to you. Because remember, we don't like those quilt police, and we want to get them out of our lives. All right. So I think we're now going to, hold on just one second. Let me go over here by this pretty little doggy that, and look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful embellished quilt. Oh, and then my Bonnie Hunter ruler and signed book. I love keeping all this where y'all can see it because y'all are real sweethearts. I love bringing over what did Deb get in new this week. So I'm going to start first with jewelry. And some of y'all, I apologize if you came here for quilting and I'm talking about everything else. Okay. I like doing all of it. Remember, I had some beads. These were reconstituted some kind of stone, which tickles me to no end. I don't care what it's made out of. But anyway, they must have had a decal of a peacock feather laid on the bead. So I got these in for my Christmas present, and I wanted to show you how I put them together. Remember, I was talking about the iridescent beads, and then I had these little beads, and I really like this. I think it looks really, really cool. And who was it that told me to save one of the beads for the bracelet? That was a great idea because I didn't have enough beads to do the whole bracelet. They said, well, just save one and put it on a bracelet. And then you won't believe what I even did. I made a cute little matching ring. Now, it's kind of hard to make a ring, but what I did is it's on a slightly elastic string, and then I just roll it onto my finger. So when I'm wearing this, when I'm wearing the bracelet, then I can have a little ring that matches. Silly maybe, but it made me happy. So anyway, so when I was doing this, I said, I'd like a few more beads. And I said, Mark and I were doing our bills, and boy, we did so good this month. And I said, I just want a few more, and they're on sale. So let me show you what I got, because this time I spent even more than my normal $2 and something, but not much more. Because I told you I'm on a budget, but after we had paid the bills, I said, ooh, we have a little extra. These were on sale for $5.99. So I did get 2 of these that were $5.99. I thought these were so pretty. Okay. And these are agate, and I like it because they're a natural stone. And look at this. Now, this is Unakite. I assume that's a stone. They feel like real stone. I don't know if it's something that's put back together, but semi-precious stones. Okay. And these were each $5.99. Now, I've never spent $5.99. And these came from Michael's. They were on sale. All this was 70% off. Let me show you what I got. For these, I thought they were so pretty. And I found a Unakite round bead to go with these. So these were $2.99. This was $5.99. So $5.99, $6. So for less than $10, I'm going to make this necklace. And I think that is gorgeous. And I'm really enjoying, my whole life I never had jewelry. I am so enjoying doing this. Then this one was $5.99 for these, for the agate. And then I found a multiple color agate bead. So what I'll do is run these beads in between that to make the full necklace. But I thought they went really good with the variety of colors in that, okay? Then I couldn't spend much. So I got, these were $2.99. And these are little tiger eye stones. And I got tiger eye beads to make this into a necklace. Okay, so I got stuff for 3 necklaces. And then I had these. These are called, these are all from Michael's. These are called semi-precious. Oh, they had a name on them. I've forgotten that. Oh, blue druzy agate. Blue druzy agate. Let me see if it'll sharpen up. Blue druzy agate. Okay. And these were $2.99 each. Now, I had picked out some stones to go with this that were $2.99. But I said, oh, they were kind of like jagged. And I thought, I've kind of got enough of this look. So I'm going to challenge myself to make some polymer clay, some specialty bead to go with these. So I think those are pretty. And you know, blue is my favorite color. So that's what I ended up getting from Michael's. And this should hold me because I think this will be enough jewelry for a death. So let me put all this stuff out of the way. But these just got here. I saw them out on the driveway this morning. But I told Mark, he said, don't you buy it. I said, I am. He was just teasing me because I always say, what do you think? He's like, go for it. Okay. He knows how cheap I am. Okay. Now, here is something that a little elf out there in Elfland gave me a gift certificate to, oh, I hope I brought the, yes, gave me a gift certificate to Missouri Star Quilts. So I get this. Now, Michelle has always loved Missouri Star. She was a fan from 8 years ago, easily. They put this on the top of the fabric in the box. How absolutely sweet is that? I mean, is that the sweetest thing? So I had to write him a letter and say, thank you so much for how you handled my package. That was this, it just made me smile that they took the time to write that on the little note. So I'm very happy with Missouri Star Quilts. So I bought this fabric. This is part of the French General line. This is called Le Beau Papillon, and it is part of the French General. And I have wanted French General for ages, so I'm so excited. So here we go. I'm kind of going through a red stage now, but that's good because it's out of my blue, because normally everything I did was blues. But isn't this just delicate? It has that 18th century look. Just beautiful. So then I got a faded red and a dark red, 1 yard each. And then I got this for background. And that, well, this is actually going to be my medium. And then I'm going to use a very light cream background, a very light taupe background. And then I'm out of my stash. I'm going to find a good green, a good olive green. And I found some blocks that I want to do. And I'm going to give it kind of a 18th century look. So I'm so excited. And thank you very much to my Christmas elf. I'm thrilled. So to get all of that, I just had to put a little bit more of my own. And I'm tickled. So thank you, my elf, and thank you, Missouri Star. I told him I was going to tell y'all this week on my YouTube how much I appreciate. Their service was fast, even during most stores right now are so busy with online orders because, that's what most of us are doing. So I was so pleased. So pleased. Oh, lapidary. Oh, neat. I love it. And it's funny because I'm not really that good at making jewelry, but I'm enjoying it. And I needed something for when I got these. These were $2.99 and I think I got 3 of them. That's not bad. So I try to keep my jewelry inexpensive. All right. Oh, I showed the Thursday night people, but I'll show y'all because I'm getting anxious to pull out some polymer clay, but also I'm going to try this on fabric. I bought some fake gold leaf. I mean, look at this stuff. It's gossamer. It's as thin as a butterfly wing. And I got some of this. This was like $5.99. I had to get some vitamins and things from Amazon, and I threw this on, so I made sure I got free shipping because it was the same cost as shipping. So I said, hey. But anyway, this I'm going to try to use. I'm going to see if I can incorporate it into fabric. It might be a horrible idea. And then I'm going to definitely use it with polymer clay. Whoops. Don't bang on the package. Little bits of it kind of whoosh. So anyway, and it's fake gold. Don't eat it. No. In fact, oh my gosh, just from picking it up to bring over here, this flew out of the package. I mean, it is so delicate. It's gorgeous. Look at that stuff. It's even on my finger. So I've always wanted this to play with. So I'm excited. All right. I think, let me see. Did I go over everything? I think we've been doing pretty good. We talked about the Valentine Day heart quilt. So that gives you this week to kind of pull together. It should be very easy to just go together because, we've all got things we've got going on. I'm going to, when I come back, I'm going to talk about entering a quilt in a quilt show because I have a deadline coming up. The Mid-Atlantic Quilt Show deadline for entering February 2nd. Yeah, quick, soon. And that still has a long way to go. I never hardly finish anything. And so I've got a lot to do. So we're going to go look at your photos. And then when we come back, I have got things to show you. I'm going to show you the online sign up, how easy it is. It's harder when you actually have to mail it to a show. In this one, you just have to take very good photos. So you don't have all that mailing and stuff to go through. So really think about it because some of you have some gorgeous work and it's a lot of fun to enter a show. Okay. So now let's go look at your photos and I'm going to cross my finger. I'm not going to lose y'all. Okay. And right now, let me just check. I moved my laptop. Are you still here? If somebody could type in yes. That would make me feel better. And anybody, let me know if you can still see me. Yay! Okay. All right, let me turn off this light. I'm going to try not to move this computer, but hang with me. I bet you in 2 weeks, I'm going to have the new, better quality streaming going. And then I'm going to really be able to show your stuff properly. All right, now I'll bring the camera over. Yes. Oh, Kirsten is very exuberant. That's great. I'm so glad. She's glad to be back. That's what it is. I think she was having trouble with her internet. Okay. Oops, I got to be very careful not to. All right. I'm trying to turn this. Mark tightens things really good for me, but the problem is sometimes I have a hard time moving them. He's very good at tightening. Okay. Everybody hang in there. All right. We're still there? Everybody's still there? Hi, Miss Marcia. All right. Everybody's still there. Okay, good. All right. Let's go to photos because I do not want to lose you guys again. Okay. Here we go. We're going to stop first with Miss Alexis. I've got so many things to show y'all, so be ready. We're going to have fun. I've been trying to show you these for 3 weeks. Okay. Come on. Now I have to get the first. Here we go. Look at what Miss Alexis has been working on. Isn't this amazing? She does the best hand embroidery work. Look at the beadwork that she has done. And I see she's using some of her new fabric she had gotten as her backgrounds. Love it. Okay. There is, look at that. Isn't that nice? I love that she's putting her embroidery on backgrounds now. That is terrific. And then look at this. Let me see if I can enlarge this. Whoa. Is this amazing or what? Look at all of the stitches. Look at the embellishment, the beadwork. That is just phenomenal. Look at all of this. Isn't that amazing? I am very impressed with Alexis's skill. Very impressed. Okay. Thank you, Miss Grand or Alexis. All right. Now we're going to go. What did I have? Oh, that's where Michelle's folder went. Okay. Look at this beautiful. Michelle and I started this quilt at the same time. Guess who's going to have hers finished already? Miss Michelle, not a Deb, but isn't that beautiful? And she did applique around the edge. That is just so beautiful. I love it. And it was called Emily's Wedding Quilt, and it was a combination of two traditional blocks. One being something 1040 fight, and I have forgotten the names. I should have found it out again. But this quilt pattern was designed by Liz Porter. Liz Porter designed this beautiful quilt. I love it. And look at this beautiful green and white. It is wonderful. Okay. Look at this. I love all of her colors. And remember, she does the hand quilting on this. So I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. And this, does that make you want to just curl up and take a nap or what? Wow. Okay. So thank you. I have another thing from Michelle real quick too. Let me put this back. I'm so sorry that I got that folder in the wrong place. So, oops, well, I might have to do it later. All right, but there's another thing from Michelle while I'm here. Let me go down and find it. I thought this was the cutest thing. We all remember Mr. Bernie Sanders, the day of the swearing in, the day of the inauguration. People now evidently are cutting out his image and putting it in all kinds of backgrounds, because that's just a quintessential grouchy old man look. I thought, Michelle sent this to me, and I thought it is so cute. And this is your husband at the quilt shop. I thought that was so cute. So I bet you Bernie Sanders is keeping it all light and fun. Okay, Miss B. Miss B wants me to show her photos a little bigger. I told her I am sorry, I will be happy to. That just remember that when I get that new software up and running, we'll be able to see your stitches better. The whole photo quality is going to be so much better. So please stick with me, guys. We will get there. All right. I haven't heard from Sue, so hopefully, yeah, we're trying to show this bigger so you can see it. I love this. She is so talented. Oh, and I just sent an invitation to a brand new person because Miss B. Hepworth is from England. We've got a new person from England. Oh, I showed this out of order, but isn't this beautiful? This is her latest landscape with watercolor fabrics, and she does wonderful hand embroidery work. And although some of this might be done by machine too, I need to ask her more details. Let's see if I can enlarge it so we can see. I wish the photos were a little bit clearer, but I'm hoping with my new laptop and the new program, we'll be able to see. But that looks like hand stitching to me. Oh, okay. And then the next thing I have to show you is I got these out of order. Here was the beginning of that same landscape quilt. So you can see what her adding that hand embroidery, how it brought that to life. And she had already started here. I'm seeing some thread painting and along this little sandbar. So beautiful. Thank you, Miss B. Thank you, hon. All right, now whoops, wait a minute. I need to go. Oh my goodness, Deb. Okay, I need to go back to Miss B's one moment because there was one I forgot. And this is her Christmas card that she sent. For one, I think it was a nephew who got a new puppy. And I just think that is so cute. And you can see, like, she put a little Merry Christmas ribbon there, like a sign on the wall. Look at this that she did. Like a little painting. Look at, a Christmas pudding. Love it. Love it. So that's a lot of specialty work she does on that. Beautiful. And this year she has been making so many Christmas cards. And now this is Miss Bonnie. Let me see if I can get this to come up bigger. She noticed that somebody was offering a tutorial on a 1600 quilt, it's called, or some people call them the jelly roll race quilt, where you run one piece of 2.5-inch fabric right behind the other. And it's supposed to be the fastest quilt you ever made. So Miss Bonnie was working on that. I think that is grand. All right, let me bring the size back down. See, I have to go through so much to get this. And when I get that new program, it's going to be wonderful. Here is Miss Bonnie's our COVID group quilt, that community quilt that we worked on. Lovely job, Miss Bonnie. Then Miss Bonnie has a new relative, a little grandniece. So welcome to the world, little grandniece. And one night when she couldn't sleep, this is what we all do when we can't sleep, right? We get up and we finish a quilt. I would love to think I could do that, but I would probably sew everything but the quilt blocks. My finger, who knows what else. My nightgown, I would end up catching everything because I'm not too bright when it comes to sewing in the middle of the night. So, but that is beautiful. I love that log cabin Christmas quilt. So way to go, Miss Bonnie. All right, now we'll go to Cheryl Lemons. And let me tell you, Cheryl has been busy. So here's what she has been working on after the Christmas. Because remember, she did a bunch of handmade Christmas stuffed animals. And now look at this embellishing. She's got a dragonfly and then these wonderful flowers. So she'll be really set to do the meadow flowers on the mountain meadow quilt. She was the one that thought of that theme. And then look at this cute quilt. 2 hummingbirds, a sunrise. Look at the house here. Look at the blocks. I love this. She has quite a talent. And look, and then she did evidently a bunch of what they call red work, but it can be done with any color you want. But when turkey red the dye came out for turkey red, it made floss affordable by everyone. So that's why it stuck with the name red work. Okay. Because the other red before turkey red came from cochineal, which meant you had to have a whole bunch of bugs from South America that you crushed up to make that red. I think 10,000 bugs had to die for you to get a pound of red cochineal dye. Okay, here is my Christmas tree. Just wanted to show everybody. I have been forgetting to download pictures. Here is my Wednesday cake. I made a cake for us to celebrate the inauguration on Wednesday. And it was just for fun. And boy, what a shame. That cake is all gone now. Here's another photo of it. But what fun. Then I wanted to show you where you least expect it. You will find mountain meadow photos to inspire you. Miss Bonnie also sent out a link to the Quilt Show newsletter. This quilt was made in 1840, and it is done by what's called the broderie, B-R-O-D-E-R-I-E, broderie purse, P-E-R-S-E. And what it means it means, it's a Persian embroidery. Persian embroidery. Now, what they did is they would buy expensive chintz fabric. We love chintz now. And it's that shiny cotton with the beautiful patterns. They That was so expensive in 1840. So they would buy just 1 yard of it. Remember, yards back then were like 33 inches wide. They weren't very wide, sometimes 29 inches wide. And in fact, you heard the phrase, the whole 9 yards, because the fabric came 9 yards to the bolt back then. And so they would take that beautiful fabric and carefully cut it out and then embroider that down on the cheaper fabric. Okay, so that's what they did here. So all these little flowers are the patterns they cut out of the expensive chintz and then carefully sewed them down. Now I've done that, and I'll show you my version. It's not finished yet, but I'll show you my version next week. So they did some piece stars, and in between the piece stars, this was all inexpensive fabric. Then they would take the expensive and embroider and applique that down onto the less expensive fabric. So I thought you might want to see that. And it's called Broidery Purse for Persian Embroidery. So there's that. 1840. I love seeing old quilts. So then, yep, there's another shot of the broderie purse. And remember, all of that whole quilt is hand sewn and hand quilted. This was before sewing machines. Very beautiful. Oh, there's my new little Maisie dog house member. This quilt is a copy of a quilt from the Victoria and Albert Museum. This quilt was made in 1797. And thank you to the Quilt Show newsletter that showed this. And this is a coverlet. So so what happened, I'm going to show you the website before we're done with the photos of the woman who actually made patterns for this 1797 quilt. This is her quilt. And she made the patterns for this. But this is a replica of the 1797 quilt. I'll give you her name and website in just a moment. All right, isn't that beautiful? I love seeing stuff like that. Okay, so that's what I have for me. Now, Deborah Donnell, she has been displaying her work, and we are so impressed. And Deborah Donnell is going to have rotor cuff surgery February 9th. So we're thinking about you, sweetheart. But look at this wonderful. It's a sunflower quilt and a red work pillow. And I love how she did the watercolor method of the squares that give you the background with that beautiful sunflower on it. So thank you for showing us that. And then a wonderful quote from Albus Dumbledore. We all need a little Dumbledore in our day. Look at this happy snowman. I love that little quilt. Look at this. I have wanted to take very floral or densely patterned fabrics and create an animal. That is absolutely beautiful. And in fact, our newest member, Dolores, gets commissions for animal quilts. So I'm really impressed. In fact, I have a little something to show you from her. But isn't this beautiful? Deborah Donnell has got a wonderful portfolio of work that shows her skills ranging wide and far. I love the hand embroidered little center of that tuffet. There she is running a big quilt through her machine. Look at these snowmen. Aren't they wonderful? They're just so happy. And some little ornaments and gifts for friends. And I love her moose quilt. How cute. How cute. In fact, Deborah Donnell is in Maine, I do believe. So she sees mooses. And I love her banner on her mantle with the poinsettias and the Santas and snowmen. Beautiful. This is a lovely quilt. Perfect for a cabin room. is a purse that she made and embellished. So her work shows a wide range of skill and taste and enjoyment, and I just love it. I love that she experiments with 3D flowers and 3D embellishments. Way to go, Miss Deborah. Way to go. Okay, now let me see. Dolores, our newest member. Remember I told you that she gets commissions for animal portraits? Because I thought she maybe had a pug, and pugs are the sweetest little dogs. This is one of her quilts she did as a commission, and I love it. I love it. That's the cutest little pug. She captured it beautifully. And then look at this quilt she shared with us. That is gorgeous. She loves confetti quilting, and this quilt just has so many different skills in it. She has an iris garden, so she loves gardening, and she tries to incorporate that into her work. I love the little girl looking at a cute little caterpillar that will one day become a butterfly. That is just lovely. Just lovely. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. She now has daylilies too. So she has some spring color and then now some summer color. That's lovely. So I can't wait to see more of her work. I'm already so impressed. Diana Wright. So, of course, she made cookies one day. Did she send me any? No. I think they would be a little stale by the time they got all the way to me. She's all the way in Texas. And here she is. She's our cute little elfkin, our energy elfkin, and a cute little ball of fire and energy. Just love her to bits. Okay, lots of smarts in that gal, let me tell you. All right, here we'll go. We all swear that she never sleeps. So here we go with her pictures. She does quilts for other people. She does quilts for herself and for sale. She's very talented. Now, this is Edita Sitar, who's her favorite quilt designer, fabric designer. But look at the actual quilting that she did on this quilt. If you have a high quality quilt to be quilted, please consider Miss Diana Wright. She is excellent, excellent. And she can do an heirloom or a show quilt that you would be thrilled with. Very talented woman. Okay. Then this was her Rubik's Cube. And she's already finished hers, and mine's still in pieces somewhere. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to finish it. But isn't that beautiful? And I love she used the fabric called Effervescence for the border. Just gorgeous. So she's got very good taste. And here's another photo of that snowflake by Edita Sitar. And she just did a beautiful job on her version. Just beautiful. Now she's working on, in miniature and full size, she's working on an Edita Sitar pattern here. Just beautiful. I just love the way Edita Sitar puts her fabric, her color combinations in her fabrics. They're just gorgeous. She has that touch, that eye. Okay. This was one she made and ended up selling pretty quickly. So this is now with its new owner. Very pretty. She's working on a Civil War era quilt and doing a beautiful job. You know, this is what they call wooden irons, and they're really helpful if you want to flatten a seam and don't want to have to get up and go iron it at that very moment. Here's another one of her quilts she finished. There's the Rubik's Cube again. And it's a free pattern. It's online if you look it up. Rubik's Cube. There's a two-handed pot holder. Here's another version of the snowflake quilt. So pretty. Look at this. This one's all done. All finished and quilted. If I just had 1 week of her energy, can you imagine? She has some vision problems, so she works really well with black lights and glow-in-the-dark rulers. And it's just amazing what she accomplishes. These are, I'm going to bring these up so you can see them, because these are some of the blocks she has been working on for her Civil War reproduction quilt. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and she loves those colors that are in that quilt. And this is what I was telling you. The fabric on the border is called effervescent, and I think it's a perfect match for the colors she put in the quilt. She has an eye, let me tell you. She is excellent at quilting. And let me see if I can show you a close-up of her actual quilting on this. Come on. And it is just lovely. Okay. Okay. Sorry it's taking me so long. This computer is very slow. Very, very slow. Okay. Yep, that was all. So that's, boy, she works hard. A lot of work. Okay. So I've been trying so hard for weeks to show you Miss Crystal, because she is such a doll baby. We love our Miss Crystal. And so here she's working with her air dry clay, making some wonderful gifts for people. I just love that she is so encouraged to try her hand at artistic things with her mom. What a rich, rich environment she's being raised in. Look at this beautiful quilt that Jamie finished. Nice job, Jamie. That's gorgeous. Nice, nice job. And what a wonderful place to hang it. And here is her cat. And I've forgotten now what she calls that cat. She's an older cat who loves to sit, especially on any new quilt. What a cute kitty. And there's that quilt again over the back of the couch. Great job. Oh, here's a great photo of it. So here is Miss Crystal learning to hand sew on an octopus that they made. Very serious with her work. And there is a mask she made on a popsicle stick. Wonderful job. And we saw that picture. Look at this room. Look at that space. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a child and have all of that inspiration? Just wonderful. Miss Crystal's a very lucky little girl. Look at this. Isn't that great? Thank you, Miss Crystal, for taking these pictures for us. We love seeing the work you and your mama do, the beautiful art you do. That's lovely. Up here she is with her gingerbread house. Good job. Good, good job. I love that. And I love her wearing her tutu. Every girl that age does love to be a ballerina. So wonderful job, Miss Crystal. Wonderful job, Miss Jamie. Okay, now we're going to go to Jody's. Now, you know, Jody did this most phenomenal work here, that her Starry Night by Van Gogh. Isn't that beautiful? I learned that Van Gogh only sold one painting in his lifetime. That just boggles my mind. So he never had an idea of how truly talented and how valued his quilts would one day be. We did a live chat on Jitsi. This is that live chat. And evidently Gracie, her cat, kind of liked me. I know I liked Gracie. So what a cute kitty. All right. So now this is the latest that she's been working on. Look at her piecing, that she turns it under and does the applique down. It's beautiful. And look at all the different kinds of fabrics. And look what your eye wants to do. So that she puts them all down in place. She looks at the drawing and does a shading version to just see the lights and the darks and the mediums. Then she does a drawing outlining all of those colors, the color changes. And then she starts assembling it. Isn't that beautiful? I told her I've always loved this photo of Frankenstein because it's so melancholic. It's just, what a sad creature. But it's got a quiet beauty to it. Look at this, guys. She finished it. Isn't that amazing? I think her work is phenomenal. Hey, February 2nd, Mid-Atlantic Quilt Show. I think we need to encourage her to enter this into a show. Isn't that exquisite? She's so talented. So I'm tickled that she sent that this morning. And all I can say is, brava, Miss Jody. You are so talented. That is gorgeous, hon. So poetic. It's just amazing what she does. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we'll go down here. Oh, I already showed you the Michelle, the Bernie Sanders funny. And Miss Nadine. Okay, she started out, I think these were like short ribs or something that she made. Yummy on a nice snowy day. See, we love photos of all you do because it's all enjoyable to look at. Roasted vegetables to go with the short ribs. Then she sent this out this week. She's from Germany and she made apple strudel. And oh my gosh. So I'm not sure if this is the apples or some of the nuts that went into it. Oh, look at this beautiful sunrise. She said that no matter how stressed she gets during the day, as long as she sees that beautiful sunrise, she knows all is well with the world. So here is a quilt she was recently working on, had it on her frame. It's absolutely beautiful. Way to go, Miss Nadine. It's beautiful. Okay. And it looks almost like a southwestern design here. And it's beautiful. I think it's on the bear claw in that range, in that family. I love the pillow with the scraps left over and a zipper in the pillow so you can wash it. Then her and her husband, when they keep a fire going to warm their house, and they made roasted marshmallows. Yay. Gosh, that looks fun. I haven't had a roasted marshmallows in ages. Here is her made apple strudel. Oh my gosh, that looks so, so good. I want to see if she can write out the recipe for us. It looks like here that she's got it in a bowl of milk, but maybe that's some kind of sauce. She mentioned something about a vanilla sauce, but oh my gosh, that looks good. I have never had a good strudel. I've heard about them, but never seen them. Okay, let me get this one turned in the right direction. She's also working on an Edita Sitar house quilt. So pretty. Okay. Lovely. Winter Village by Edita Sitar. Lovely. There's some books she ordered. And this is from Oberhof. And it's about 45 minutes away from her. And I just thought this was the most beautiful snow scene I had ever seen. Isn't that gorgeous? Germany is so absolutely beautiful. So thank you, Miss Nadine. Okay, We only have a couple more left. Let's see. The new Sue Smith. She sent us some great photos. And I want you to notice there are going to be some quilts that are the same pattern, but notice how different they are because of the colorways she used. Beautiful. So just be thinking that just color can totally change the feel of a quilt. Isn't that gorgeous? Way to go, Miss Sue. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? You know, that's a great way to do like your children's quilts. Do them a different color, but the same pattern. I love this scrappy quilt she made. The blocks look different based on what fabrics you used in what intensities. So, way to go. Thank you for sharing us with that with us, Sue. Okay. Now, let me see. Patricia Fry. We have, I think, yes, she has been spending time with grandchildren, going up and seeing and spending time. And this is little Jenny, her granddaughter, a great Wonder Woman. And these are her grandsons. I forgot their names. I'm sorry, but they're really awesome names. But there's her grandsons. So she has been a wonderful grandma of late. Probably always. Let's see. Was there anything else? Yes, Miss Cheryl. Okay. I'm trying to look and see if there's anything else. All right. Here we go. Miss Cheryl Hogan, Cheryl with an S, did twins quilts. Aren't they great? I love those bright colors. I know the babies are going to love them. Then she did 2 Believe pillows for Christmas. How beautiful. Very talented. This made me giggle. Happy Festivus. How cute is that? Then some home embroidered stockings. Beautiful. Some embroidered. See, I don't even know how to do machine embroidery, but she excels at it. Wonderful dish towels. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I can't even imagine. Look at that. And a Hamilton pillow. Yes. I love the negative positive on these. So a lot of talent, a lot of talent. Now, while I've got you here, because I think that was our last photo, I think, oh, wait a minute, Noelle. I think I mostly showed you Susan's. She did, I'll show you 3 quick ones. She did this for her new granddaughter. I've showed you this before. It's just lovely. Okay. Then let me show you the grandson's quilt. So bright and happy. He is just going to be tickled with this. Whoops. Look at these cute sweetie pie dinosaurs. And then there's one more that I wanted to show you from Miss Sue. It's the quilt she made for her daughter. Whoops, that's her daughter. That's Nikki's beautiful diamond painting. But let's go back one. She actually did this for Christmas. And it's beautiful. I know Nikki loves it. So way to go, Miss Susan. Okay, so I'm going to get out of these photos here and show you something really quickly. Wonderful. Okay, let me go back. Where did I keep these? Hold on. Whoops. No, let me find them. No, I don't know where. Oh, poo. It looks like I wanted to tell you who did one of those quilts, and it looks like, unfortunately, that those segments were closed. So let me see if I think I can at least tell you the names. But, okay, because it's important. I want these people, Carolyn Koenig, Konig. She did the 1797 sundial coverlet, and she has actually made, she's actually made the patterns that you can buy. So let me get to her place and show you so I can get it back. Hopefully you're still here. Here is Carolyn Koenig's website. And there is the pattern. You can actually make it. It's hanging in the Victoria and Albert Museum. And you can get, it's a monthly series, or you can just probably buy them all at once. But if you go to CarolynKoenigDesigns.com, CarolynKoenigDesigns.com, she has reproduced that quilt in a pattern. I think that's fascinating. So I will put a link below this too, but I just think that is an amazing, amazing quilt. All right. So now let's see. Was there something else? Whoops. Oh man, I hope that wasn't there the whole time. I got a message from oh no. I might be gone now. Let me see. Can anyone see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? Okay, let's see. I'm back. I'm back. Okay, wonderful. Thank goodness. Oh, I listened to you, Susan. I brought that phone here, and oh gosh, I got to show y'all this. I had some cherries were on sale at the grocery store 2.5 weeks ago, for $1.99 a pound. So Mark got me this big bag. Oh, I loved them. One day I ate a bowl full of them. They were so good. So I enjoyed them so much. I said he went shopping yesterday, bright and early, 7:00 in the morning, so he can, be less likely to pick up the COVID virus. And he has his sanitary wipes, his mask on. But anyway, I said, get me some more cherries. They were $6.99 a pound. So these little cherries are very special. And as you notice, I'm not filling the bowl full this time. I'm going to eat a few at a time, because if I had seen that price, I wouldn't have gotten them for me. But I'm really enjoying my fruit. So anyway, but those are expensive cherries. So, okay. Now, this is what I'm going to do. Oh, that's right. I want to show you how to enter a quilt. This quilt I started during our art quilt Thursdays. And I love this quilt. It makes me smile. And we wanted to do something with birds. And I thought of flamingos. And I love pink flamingos, as you can tell. And so then I thought, when I thought of pink flamingos, I thought of ballet dancers. Then I thought of Degas. And he has a painting he did of the 3 dancers, and I have 3 dancers. So I'm going to be finishing this, working on it. I started this last year, but and when you enter a quilt show, they will tell you what years the quilts can be from. And this year at Mid-Atlantic, it's 2019, 2020, and 2021. That's the year you finish it, because they know some of us take a while to finish it. And let me Mid, I'm having to get this back up because I lost it. Mid-Atlantic Quilt Show. Okay. Let me see if I can find the page. So Mancuso puts on these shows, and this is going to be a virtual show again. And let me get to the official website, but I was going to show you how easy it is to, let me try one more way. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I've got to get a bunch of threads off the back of this. I don't know if you can tell, but as I have been quilting it, I've even got a little fold in here I'm going to have to deal with, and then get rid of all these threads. Then I have to finish quilting it. Uh-oh, I hope we're still here. Let me see. Okay. Oh, here we go. I'll use, oh no. Am I still here? I forgot and clicked on the link and then thought, uh-oh, I might have lost us. So hopefully I haven't lost us. But I'm going to go, okay. So you go to the Mancuso, use Susan's link right here. And what you're going to do is click this enter competitions right here. All right. And then you click here to enter the competition. And then it will give you some basic information. And then you click on this again. And it will tell you the categories, what kinds of quilts, the categories that you could enter them into, and the prizes for first place. Well, I don't even, I'm just going for hopefully it'll be included. But it gives you all of the information. Now, what's really important, since you don't send your quilt in, you have to send these photos, and they have to be the best quality you can send in. And then it will cost $18 for you to enter that into the quilt, and that covers all the handling and the work that they do to judge it. But then also, so it will list what categories for you to enter. And they reserve the right. So here now is the entry form. They reserve the right to change whatever category you put your quilt into. Now for mine, I will do wall because it's the only thing. I would love to do innovative, but that's full size. So I'm going to do a wall quilt, and I'll put my name, my quilt's name, and then I have to measure the height, the width, and the square inches because it has to fit within. Like wall quilts are a certain size, mid-century. All of these have to be a certain size. And then what year did you finish the quilt in? So for me, that'll be 2021 because I still have quilting to do on it. I have some more embellishing. I have the edge finishing to do. So you fill out this thing and this application. Then you're going to upload the photos you took of it and make sure they're the best, whatever best camera you have. Make sure to take your photos. And then you click on that and you'll enter your form of payment. And then you sit and wait. And like I told you, that this has to be submitted by February 2nd. So, see, the contest calendar must be submitted no later than 11:59 p.m. Tuesday, February 2nd. Okay? $18 for each entry. And make sure you follow the quilt image requirements precisely. So I want to encourage you to consider I want to encourage you to consider entering, because all they can say is no, but you might be included. And so just do your very best work. Clean it up. Make sure that your binding is perfect, nicely filled, all of that. But I just wanted to actually walk you through. Yeah, if you know somebody who's a photographer, grab them. But otherwise, do the best photographs you can. Edit them, to just give what they are asking for. But I thought, maybe if that will encourage you to enter Quilt, it's a lot of fun. I never thought I always said, I'm never going to enter a quilt in a show because those are my babies or whatever. Well, I entered one and it was a thrill, and it was a Mancuso show. And to be able to go to Pennsylvania and see my quilt sitting there, it didn't win anything, but I was happy with the judging. Very happy with what they said, and the criticisms they had were exactly on spot, and I learned that every little thing matters. So I want to, y'all help me encourage some of you like Jody and Linda and who else. I want to try to show you something out the window. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at this evening sky. Can you see this? Oh, it's not showing as pretty as it actually is here, but that sun's coming through the winter trees and it is beautiful. Unfortunately, it's not coming out. The color is not coming out on the camera, but oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna need to take a picture of that. So, because that's a winter sky, but there's that little hope of sun. All right, so I think I've kind of talked about everything. I hope I've gotten you at least thinking about quilts. It couldn't be easier during this era of online quilt shows. And also, while you're there, look at some of the classes and see if you can afford one of the classes they're going to have. You can stay in the privacy of your own home and learn from the best teachers. So, I don't get anything for any of these referrals. I just tell you what I love. And if I can share a little excitement with you, especially when we're stuck at home, if I can share some of the fun things that I enjoy doing to kind of keep my spirit up during this COVID time. Also, I'll send a photo of it to Nadine, since she's always so good about sharing her photos with us. Also, I want to talk to you because I've read some articles that have upset me. Please wear the mask. Please wear the mask. The mask is the most important thing you can do to save lives, your life, but even more important than that, other people's lives. It bothers me to think that sometimes only 50% of people are wearing the mask. Please wear your mask. Even when you get your vaccination, until they know, because they're concerned that even with the vaccination, you could be a carrier. You won't have it, but you'll be a carrier and you can infect other people. So until we know all the details, wear your mask, stay 6 to 10 feet apart from other people that you don't live with, and clean and sanitize your hands often. But please be safe. We have some members here who've had COVID, and it's nothing to play with. So be safe. Take good care of yourself, because you mean a lot to us. I want to thank you so much for the time you spent here with me today. Do something wonderful for yourself. This week, we've all been breathing a sigh of relief, and it's a perfect time to get creative. Okay, everybody? Mwah. Take good care of yourself. Do something fun just for you. Laura, it was great seeing you again. Remember, if you'd like to join our group SciO to have more fun like this, then just send me an email at ourtimetoquilt@twc.com, and I'll send you an invitation. Let me know a little bit about you. And like Dolores, you can become one of us. And we do have some fun. So take good care. Love you all. See you next week. Thursday night, Art Quilt Thursday. If not, I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye. Thank you, Susan, again. You're a dear. Bye-bye. Nice seeing you, Inger. Mwah. It is great having you. Linda, bye-bye, everybody. You're the best. Bye-bye.